Where's your mindset in doing what's right? To show forth what it is you're supposed to be as a culture and not be like the people of the world. You got to get your new Nikes, your new Jordans. Or even if you don't, whatever you have, everybody got clothes, you got a border, you can just, like I said, you can make your own fringe. It don't take a rocket science to figure this out, man. It's something that the Most High said, what they do say, hey man, I like them Babylonian garments. Most High said, oh, that's a curse. All of us are cursed. So the Most High gonna burn this place up. He gonna burn it up. So I mean, we can do the best we can do with our, as best as we can at least, it's for the Most High. He told us to do it. It's His commandment, yes.
The cursed clothes that the Babylonians had, would that have been because the things that were doing in the clothes?
Just the clothes, period. He said, no, because it was, the animals were cursed, everything was a curse. He said everything on the land was a curse.
Right, but the things, don't ask them. It's because the things that was going on in that land and the things that they were doing. Like now, our food, our animals, our everything is a curse. Because of the things that's going on. So asking is that the reason why?
No, it's just everything that's so wicked, when you're doing the wicked, the clothes have no feelings or nothing like that nature, you know what I mean? But it's still a curse because it's dealing with the cursed people. The cursed people are bringing forth whatever it is that's in that land. The curse is why they burn it down to the ground a lot of times, you know what I mean? They got rid of everything, say don't touch nothing. By the time we go out to war, sometimes people say don't get none of that, don't touch none of that. That's what he told them, don't touch any of that. Don't get anything because it's all, he said that everything is a curse. You know what I mean? The animals, the houses, everything he said was a curse. So the clothes included are a curse. Everything's a curse. You see what I'm saying? Not only because people, just because the Most High said it. He said it's a curse. Remember he said all the nations ain't nothing but like the spittle. They're nothing to be like the spittle. So, and they don't believe in him. And the things that they're doing, who knows what they were doing. But he just said, he told them everything was a curse, what is it? See, when you look at Joshua 6:17, it says, and the city shall be a curse, even it and all that are therein, to the Most High. See, only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. So he accursed everything. You know what I mean? The Most High cursed everything. But they still had clothes on. They still had, you know what I mean? They still had their clothes. They didn't come out naked, you know what I mean? But behind what she did and what he had promised her in the safety of her family, that was okay. But everything else was a curse, point blank. He said the whole city is a curse. Like he's saying this city of America is a curse. That's why you're gonna burn it up. And that's what he did with this. Yeah. That's what it says, verse 18, and ye in any wise keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves a curse. When ye take of the accursed thing and make the camp of Israel a curse and trouble it. That's what happened. That's why they burn them up. In Joshua 7:25. And Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us? The Most High shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stone him with stones and burn them with fire, after they had stoned them with stones. And they raised over him a great heap of stones unto this day. So the Most High turned from the fierceness of his anger, wherefore the name of that place was called the valley of Achor unto this day. That's why you see the Most High, and that's how the Most High got vengeance upon him doing something that was against his law. That was a commandment. See how the fierceness of the Most High's anger came off of us once they killed him and his family, everybody, killed everybody. In verse 24, and Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan, the son of Zerah, and the silver and the garment and the wedge of gold and his sons and his daughters and his oxen and his asses and his sheep and his tent and all that he had. And they brought them unto the valley of Achor. And they burnt all they burnt him, his sons, his daughters, his oxen, his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had. Burned it down. Joshua 81. And the Most High said unto Joshua, fear not, neither be thou dismayed. Take all the people of war with thee, and arise, go up to Ahai. See, the reason why I've got to go back, because he did that. Like in verse 1 it says, but the children of Israel committed, 71, and the children of Israel committed a trespass in the cursed thing. For Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took of the cursed thing. And the anger of the Most High was kindled against the children of Israel. So now we're going up to Ahai, and they told him, they said, hey, look, and Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ahai, which is beside Bethaven on the east side of Bethel, and spake unto them, saying, go up and view the country, go out and spy the country out. And the men went up and viewed Ahai. And they returned to Joshua and said unto him, let not all the people go up. So you don't need everybody to go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and smite Ahai, and make not all the people to labor thither. For they are but few. So they ain't but a few men. That's all you need is about 2,000 to 3,000 men to go up to kill them. So there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men, and they fled before the men of Ai. They ran. And the men of Ai smote of them about 36 men. For they chased them from before the gate even unto Shebarim, and smote them in the going down, wherefore the hearts of the people melted and became as water. They became afraid. And Joshua rent his clothes and fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of the Most High until the eventide, he and the elders of Israel, and put dust upon their heads. So the Most High was not with us. And him not being with us, he allowed the men of Ahai to kill 36 of us. You see what I'm saying? And the rest of them fled. So now, why? Because Achan had taken up the cursed thing. He had sinned. And that's what we have in dealing with trying to be right in the eyes of the Most High. So, in following his laws, so that, because a lot of people say, oh, you can't be perfect, ain't nobody perfect, this, that, and the third, but if you follow the laws of the Most High, you will be perfect. Why you can't follow his laws? Look at Psalm 19 and 7. The law of the Most High is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Most High is sure, making wise the simple. See, the statutes of the Most High are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Most High is pure, enlightening the eyes. See? That's why it tells in the second Ezra 9:22. Let let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. That's a multitude of people that was born in vain. Let them die, let them perish, he said. And let my grape be kept and my plant. He said, for with great labor have I made it perfect. How? By keeping the laws of the Most High, doing what he say do. But he says in Psalm 19:7, the law of the Most High is perfect. And that's how he's making us perfect, by coming back to his laws, statutes, commandments, and doing what's right in his eyes. He said, you love to keep my commandments. Commandments are not grievous. That's what we have to do. We can't use excuses, because those excuses are going to be shot out once we reach the judgment seat of Yahawashi. So now that they have gotten rid of Achan and his family and everything that he had, burned it to the ground. In Joshua 8:1, it says, and the Most High said unto Joshua, fear not, neither be dismayed. Take all the people of war with thee, and arise, go up to Ahad. See, I have given into thy hand the king of Ahad, and his people, and his city, and his land. Mind you, they already killed 36. And thou shalt do to Ahad and her king as thou didst unto Jericho and her king. Only the spoil thereof and the cattle thereof shall ye take for a prey unto yourselves. Lay thee an ambush for the city behind it. So he told them, you take the cattle, shall ye take for a prey unto yourselves. So Joshua arose, and all the people of war to go up against Ahad. And Joshua chose out 30,000 mighty men of valor and sent them away by night. 30,000 men of war he sent away by night. And he commanded them, saying, behold, ye shall lie in wait against the city. Remember, he told them, don't set up an ambush. He said, behold, ye shall lie in wait against the city, even behind the city. Go not very far from the city, but be ye all ready. So don't go far from the city, but be ready. And I and all the people that are with me will approach unto the city. And it shall come to pass, when they come out against us, as at the first, that we will flee before them. For they will come out after us, till we have drawn them from the city. But they will say, they flee before us, as at the first. So they running away from us, like we ran the first time. Therefore we will flee before them. They're going to go in and act like they get ready to make war with them, and they see them, and they're going to run. Then ye shall rise up from the ambush and seize upon the city. For the Most High your power will deliver it into your hand. And it shall be, when ye have taken the city, that ye shall set the city on fire. According to the commandment of the Most High shall ye do. See, I have commanded you. Joshua therefore sent them forth, and they went to lie in ambush and abode between Bethel and Ai, on the west side of Ahai. But Joshua lodged that night among the people. And Joshua rose up early in the morning and numbered the people, and went up, he and the elders of Israel, before the people of Ai. And all the people, even the people of war that were with him, went up and drew nigh, and came before the city, and pitched on the north side of Ahai. Now there was a valley between them and Ahai. And he took about 5,000 men, and set them to lie in ambush between Bethel and Ai, on that west side of the city. He's planning this ambush. And when they had set the people, even all the host that was on the north of the city, and the liers in wait on the west of the city, Joshua went that night into the midst of the valley. It came to pass, when the king of Ahai saw it, that they hasted and rose up early. And the men of the city went out against Israel to battle. He and all his people at a time appointed before the plain. But he was not, that there were liars in ambush against him behind the city. He knew there was getting ready to be ambush. And Joshua and all Israel made as if they were beaten before them and fled by the way of the wilderness. And all the people that were in Ai were called together to pursue after them. And they pursued after Joshua and were drawn away from the city. So they went running after him, just like he planned it. And there was not a man left in Ai or Bethel that went not out after Israel. So all the men went after Israel. And they left the city open, pursued after Israel. The Most High said unto Joshua, stretch out the spear that is in thy hand toward Ai, for I will give it into thine hand. And Joshua stretched out the spear that he had in his hand toward the city. And the ambush arose quickly out of their place. And they ran as soon as he had stretched out his hand. And they entered into the city and took it and hasted and set the city on fire. And when the men of Ai looked behind them, they saw, and behold, the smoke of the city ascended up to heaven. They seen the city burning, the smoke going up into heaven. And they had no power to flee this way or that way. And the people that fled to the wilderness turned back upon the pursuers. And when Joshua and all Israel saw that the ambush had taken the city, and that the smoke of the city ascended, then they turned again and slew the men of Ai. They turned around and started killing them. And the other issued out of the city against them. So they were in the midst of Israel, some on this side and some on that side. And they smote them, so that they left none of them remain or escape. Killed them all. And the king of Ai, they took alive and brought him to Joshua. It came to pass when Israel had made an end of slaying all the inhabitants of Ai in the field and in the wilderness, wherein they chased them. And when they were all fallen on the edge of the sword, until they were consumed, that all the Israelites returned unto Ai and smote it with the edge of the sword. It came to Ai and smote it with the edge of the sword. And so it was that all that fell that day, both of men and women, were 12,000, even all the men of Ai. But Joshua drew not his hand back, wherewith he stretched out the spear until he had utterly destroyed all the inhabitants of Ai. Killed everyone. Only the cattle and the spoil of that city Israel took for a prey unto themselves, according unto the word of the Most High, which he commanded Joshua. And Joshua burnt Ai and made it an heap forever, even a desolation until this day. And the king of Ai, he hanged on a tree until evening time. And as soon as the sun was down, Joshua commanded that they should take his carcass down from the tree and cast it at the entering of the gate of the city, and raised thereon a great heap of stones that remaineth unto this day. Then Joshua built an altar unto the Most High power of Israel in Mount Ebal, as Moses, the servant of the Most High, commanded the children of Israel, as it is written in the book of the law of Moses, an altar of whole stones, over which no man have lifted up any iron. And they offered thereon burnt offerings unto the Most High, and sacrificed peace offerings. And he wrote there upon the stones a copy of the law of Moses, which he wrote in the presence of the children of Israel. And all Israel, and their elders and officers and their judges stood on this side the ark, and on that side before the priests, the Levites, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Most High, as well the stranger, as he that was born among them, half of them over against Mount Gerizim, and half of them over against Mount Ebal, as Moses, the servant of the Most High, had commanded him before, that they should bless the people of Israel. And afterward he read all the words of the law, the blessings and the cursings, according to all that is written in the book of the law. There was not a word of all that Moses commanded, which Joshua read not before